recording. Okay. Anyway, that was the introduction alone. So, as I was telling you, a first chapter may, if you are missing classes with respect to pharmacology and pathology, especially, I'm not telling that you can miss classes after the first chapter, but it is imperative that you attend all the classes of the first chapter. Because without understanding the first chapter, it will be a very, very hard task for you to understand the rest of the topics. Because in the rest of the topics, there is classifications. Pharmacology में कैसे पढ़ते classification से पढ़ते. For example, antihypertensive drugs है. हाइपरटेंशन में कौन से ड्रग्स यूज कर उसमें क्या क्या ड्रग्स आएंगे यू विल बी स्टडिंग अबाउट दैट so for that you need to understand what is hypertension that way you will study okay in that we'll not go into details of what is pk what is pd until and unless there is a specific drug and all I will not be going into detail about that I'll only explain the mechanism of action how that particular drug is able to counter hypertension there are several drugs and several classes that will work in different ways to deal with hypertension. यहाँ पर example दे रहा मैं hypertension का वैसा. That is why it is very important that you understand and memorize the first chapter as much as possible. जितना easy आप first chapter बना लेंगे अपने लिए उतना easy आपके लिए pharmacology रहेगा. Okay, even though memorization will still be there, but it will be much more easier for you to understand pharmacology. See, at least if you get the understanding part down, memorization will be another task. It will always be there, but at least you will have to deal with one thing less. अगर नहीं आपको पीके पीडी क्या है समझ में नहीं आया so every time that you are reading a new class you will have to go through okay what is the mechanism of action of drug what is the pk parameters what are pd parameters what are these enzymes what is this what is that वो पूरे questions आते हैं दिमाग में that is why try to attend all the classes of pharmacology I'll hopefully even put these on YouTube if possible so that you can revise them several times feel free to watch other videos as well because this is only one perspective that I am giving you. There can be several perspectives for pharmacology. ठीक है कई अलग-अलग ways से कोई पढ़ा सकते हैं. It is a very memory intensive subject. So if you are able to understand as easily as possible, it will make it at least you won 50% of the battle or at least 40% of the battle. After that, the rest will be memorization. All right. Now let's start with drugs. So first of all, what is pharmacology? Pharmacology, I hope you understood what I told till now and the importance of what I told till now. And I hope you'll be able to implement these certain particular scenarios that I painted to you. Pharmacology is essentially a study of drugs where you are studying several factors. You are still studying how a particular drug is working, the mechanism of action, the MOA. You are studying PD parameters, pharmacodynamic parameters, what is happening to the drug inside your body, in the sense, what is the drug doing to your body. Then you study about PK parameters. The PD will be what is your body doing to your drug, and PK will be what is your drug doing to your body. You will understand in the coming videos what are PK and PD in a little more detail. See, you will study about that. Then you will be studying about doses. What is the right dose? Doses में आपको therapeutic dose आती, toxic dose आती, subtherapeutic dose आती. Toxic dose का मतलब pretty much self-explanatory. It is a dose so high that it is causing toxicity. Okay, rather than giving you some therapeutic effect. For example, अब मेरे को बुखार है, I'm taking paracetamol. You and I know that normally the maximum dose that you give for a single dose of paracetamol will be 650 mg, not more than that generally. Okay, and daily maximum limit should be somewhere around 1800 to 1900 mg. तो आप 3 tablets ले सकते हैं दिन में. Maximum toxic limit of paracetamol is 3000 mg. मतलब आप 3000 mg के ऊपर जाएंगे तो you will start seeing significant toxic effects in the patient, like acute effects. In the sense, acute का मतलब you will start seeing them very quickly. So you will come across these two terms quite often, acute and chronic. We'll get that out of the way first. Acute and chronic. Whether it is with respect to an adverse effect or with respect to a disease, acute का मतलब ये रहता है कि something that is occurring very very quickly, it is progressing very fast. ठीक है. Chronic का मतलब ये है it is occurring over a long period of time. ठीक है. The patient is suffering from a disease, but it is spread out in such a way that the patient is suffering from it for years together, generally months together or years together. For example, किडनी इंजुरी है, क्रॉनिक किडनी डिजीज बोल के कंडीशन रहता, CKD. Okay, you must have heard about it, or you must have heard about a disease called Parkinson's. Okay, pretty common nowadays. People are coming up with Parkinson's and all. Those two are chronic diseases. Yeah, Alzheimer's भी बोल, ठीक है, neurodegenerative disorders जो बोलते हैं. Patients are suffering from it for a long time. Yeah, HIV, that is also a chronic disease. Patients are suffering from it for a long time. Then you have hybrid diseases like asthma. Okay, technically speaking, asthma is both an acute and chronic disease because it is essentially a chronic disease with acute attacks. इसका मतलब क्या है? कोई patient, I'm sure you must have seen or known someone who has had asthma or some syndrome that is similar to or a branch of asthma. Those patients should always take anti-asthmatic drugs, and they should always have anti-asthmatic drugs on hand. Okay, they should have it, the inhaler, with them at all times. Okay, because they will not know what can trigger a asthmatic attack. It might be stress, it might be any particular allergen that they are allergic to. That might cause acute attacks. तो उसका मतलब क्या है? Patient condition immediately बहुत खराब होने लगती है. That will be an acute attack. Chronic condition, it is a chronic condition because the patient is suffering from it throughout their life. There is not a day where they will not have to take a drug. If they stop taking the drug, let's suppose randomly a asthma patient stops taking the drug one day, within a day or two, or maybe within a few hours itself, a patient will start having acute attacks. So that is a hybrid kind of disease. Acute diseases या acute conditions आपके heart attack को बोल सकते हैं, ठीक है. The acute myocardial infarction जो बोलते हैं, myocardial infarction is the term for heart attack. So that is an acute condition that is occurring very very quickly, progressing very quickly. या फिर stroke, hemorrhagic stroke रहने दो या ischemic stroke रहने दो, both of them are acute conditions. Right, so you will be studying about those. So as you are telling, doses में toxic dose जो दे रहे आप, toxic dose की वजह से whether the patient is having an acute reaction immediately, आपको कुछ दिख रहा है कि patient's condition is immediately altering and deteriorating very very fast. या फिर the patient has been on a very high dose for a long time and it is causing chronic damage to the patient. या फिर then you will also come across a term called subtherapeutic dose. Subtherapeutic doses will be those doses where it is so low, the dose is so low that it is not having any effect at all. For example, अब now you know कि normal paracetamol की dose जो आप देंगे, that is around 500 to 650 mg, right? In a single dose. एक बार में आप 500 650 दे सकते हैं. Minimum dose, minimum effective dose will be around 325 mg. Okay? उसका मतलब क्या है? आप 325 mg से कम दिए. If you give a dose of paracetamol that is lower than 325 mg to a patient, it will have no effect on them. ठीक है? Threshold doses जिसको बोलते हैं, they have to cross a certain threshold to show its effect. ठीक है? In the coming videos, I'll explain what is the threshold dose. But एक threshold रहता है, threshold limit है समझो. One second. Imagine this is threshold limit. ठीक है? अब आपकी बॉडी में आप एक बार let's suppose dose दिए, if it is able to cross this threshold limit, that is when you will start having or you'll start seeing a therapeutic result. Okay? This will be the therapeutic dose. आप ये लिमिट क्रॉस करें जब, ये लिमिट क्रॉस करें जब, जो स्ट्रेट लाइन दिख रही उसको क्रॉस करें जब, that is when you start seeing the effect. So in case of paracetamol, it will be a condition where the effect will be patient's temperature is going down. ठीक है, and maybe they are even having a little bit of less pain. Body pain अगर हो रहा था उनको कम हो गया थोड़ा बहुत. ठीक है, not exactly a very good analgesic. Analgesics are drugs that will decrease body pain. Okay. But it is a very good antipyretic though. It will decrease body temperature very quickly and very effective. Okay. Subtherapeutic doses will be something like this. Okay. As you can see, or I'll use a different color one second. Okay. So the small graph that you can see in purple, that is the therapeutic dose. इसका मतलब क्या है? That dose is not even reaching threshold level, meaning it will have no effect on the body. अब दिए भी तो ड्रग कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता वो डोज पे. So you will be playing around in a dose that is in between subtherapeutic dose and toxic dose. That will be a therapeutic range or therapeutic index to बोलते हैं. ठीक है, you'll study about that in pharmacology, and you will study about routes of administration. What are the different routes through which you can give a certain drug. आप कई तरीके से दे सकते हैं, आप एक पर्टिकुलर सेम ड्रग को अलग अलग फॉर्म में दे सकते हैं डिपेंडिंग ऑन द पेशेंट्स कंडीशन. फॉर एग्जांपल, if you have a patient who is unconscious or they are in coma, you cannot prescribe oral medication to them. They will not be able to consume it. Okay, so in them you'll have to give IV. Certain drugs you cannot give IV because if you give IV, what will happen is they will immediately have local reaction. तो आप उसको infusion देना पड़ता. Infusion is a condition in which, or infusion is a route through which you are dripping the drug very very slowly over several hours. Okay, again we'll discuss in more details when we go into this thing. So one example for infusion will be dopamine. ठीक है, अगर आप डोपामिन बहुत सारा IV immediately दिए तो पेशेंट को हार्ट अटैक हो जाता. Okay, you cannot give dopamine or such drugs. You slowly start giving. या इंसुलिन भी आप इन्फ्यूज करते, या आप इंट्रावेनस बोलस दे रहे तो नॉर्मल IV दे रहे. फॉर एग्जांपल आप डिजॉक्सिन दे सकते हैं या फिर फ्यूरासेमाइड दे सकते हैं. ऐसा ये पूरों की जो पढ़ाई रहती, दैट विल बी फार्माकोलॉजी, राइट. You'll also study about certain adverse effects. You'll start studying about a few side effects. Adverse effects, side effects. So what is the difference between side effects and adverse effects? There's a very thin line. Side effects will be certain conditions that you are expecting. मतलब, for example, मैं समझा एंटीहिस्टामिन दिया, ठीक है. व्हाट इज एंटीहिस्टामिन? आपका सिट्रिजिन है, ठीक है, वेरी कॉमन ड्रग. लेट्स सपोज यू आर गिविंग सिट्रिजिन टू अ पेशेंट हु हैज फीवर, ठीक है. My motive is to decrease the fever, all right, and I'm giving cetirizine. That is very common that patients will have breakouts. They will have pimples on their faces, and they might have a slight allergic reaction to cetirizine or to any antihistamine drug. That will be a side effect. I know that can happen. There is a very good likelihood that it can happen. All right. Based on that, I know that कि क्या बोलते हैं, इसको side effect में classify कर सकते हैं. Now, let's suppose if I give cetirizine to a patient and they are having brain damage, that is not something that I have been expecting. That is not something that is registered in data. See, technically at one point, all side effects were adverse effects because you did not have enough data about that particular drug. As you keep giving more and more drugs to several people, to a large population, let's suppose you are giving cetirizine in 6-7 countries, different countries, okay, around the world. As you keep giving it to more and more people, you will start to find out, we get reports that, okay, these people are having this reaction, these people are having this reaction. Or maybe these people should not be given this drug, they need to get an alternative drug. Or these people might be, some X people might be able to tolerate the drug very well. You can give the drug safely in them. There might be some slight side effects. अब थोड़े पेशेंट्स में ये पूरा आपको डेटा कलेक्ट हो गया. Through that data, what you are summarizing is the patient, because of some X drug, and suppose they are getting some X drug, and the side effects of this X drug is nausea, maybe a little bit of vomiting. Okay, they are having rashes. Okay, let's suppose they are also having a little bit of tachycardia. Tachycardia is a condition in which your heart is beating very fast, more than 100 beats per minute. All right. These three are side effects. You know this. These are registered side effects. All right. You are expecting this. It does not mean that every patient will have nausea, vomiting, rashes, and tachycardia. Some patients might only have rashes. Some patients might only have tachycardia. Some patients might not have any side effects altogether. They might not experience anything, or they might not present any significant side effects altogether. Now, these are effects that I'm expecting. I know this might happen. There is a good chance that these might happen. So, आप generally कोई भी website पे भी गए online, तो कोई drug का profile मारे, for example, आप WebMD पे मारो या Medscape पे मारो या whatever. ये drugs, ये जो effects रहते हैं, उनके बाजू एक percentage लिखा हुआ रहता है. Okay, so let's suppose nausea and vomiting के बाजू 2% लिखा हुआ है. 2%. Okay, and let's suppose rashes के बाजू 10% लिखा हुआ है, and tachycardia के बाजू 1% लिखा हुआ है. इसका मतलब क्या है? If you give that particular X drug in 100 patients, 2 people might have nausea and vomiting, 10 people might have rashes and 1 person might have tachycardia. Okay, that is the general consensus. Now, let's suppose one patient is having kidney damage or liver damage because of that extra. That will be an adverse effect. You are not expecting that particular effect. It is outside the spectrum of your thought. This is not expected. Okay. Eventually, if more and more people start having kidney damage, you will conclude that okay, this is now a new side effect for that patient of that particular drug. X का side effect बन गया. But initially, at least, it will be an adverse effect because this is unprecedented. It has not occurred before, and it is something that is beyond the scope of your understanding at this point, at least. You were not expecting this, and it is happening. So those will be adversaries. So studying all of that will come under pharmacology. All right. I hope you understood till here. If you are having doubts, please feel free to stop me at any time and let me know. Okay, I don't mind explaining 1 or 2 times more if you didn't understand any particular part or something like that. Okay, you can put it in the chat as well, same as the last classes. Now I'll show you, we'll conclude with routes of administration. I'll just show you a particular image and you'll be able to understand a little bit what are these. Okay, before that, we'll go over sources once. So drugs, I hope you can see the image. Hello. ड्रग्स जो है अलग अलग सोर्सेस से आते हैं तो बेस्ड ऑन डिफरेंट सोर्सेस वी आर क्लासिफाइंग ड्रग्स अब आप नेचुरली प्लांट से अगर ले रहे ड्रग को या एनिमल से ले रहे या मिनरल से एक्सट्रैक्ट कर रहे या यू आर मेकिंग सर्टेन ड्रग्स फ्रॉम माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स और यू आर टेकिंग ड्रग्स from humans. I'll explain how you get from humans as well. Or you are preparing them synthetically altogether. So you are chemically synthesizing a completely new drug, or you are employing a certain few techniques like cell cultures or recombinant DNA technology, or you are performing hybridoma technique, wherein you are taking a specific antigen and based on that antigen, you are making an antibody specific to that disease and specific for that patient. ठीक है those will be recombinant DNA and hybrid specifically hybridoma technique ठीक है एक पर्टिकुलर डिजीज है जिसके लिए दूसरे ड्रग्स काम नहीं कर रहे तो आप क्या कर रहे हैं आपकी बॉडी में वो डिजीज के जो एंटीजेंस रहते हैं उसके लिए स्पेसिफिक आप लैबोरेटरी में थोड़े एंटीबॉडीज बना रहे हैं ठीक है देयर माइट बी सम एक्स डिजीज दैट इज अफेक्टिंग लेट्स सपोज सर्टेन पॉपुलेशन फॉर एग्जांपल कोरोना ही ले लो आपका ठीक है अब नाउ देयर आर several particular patients who are being affected by corona. अब आप क्या कर सकते हैं इन केस अगर हाइब्रिडोमा टेक्निक अप्लाई कर रहे हैं इन दिस सिनेरियो आई एम नॉट टेलिंग इट इज बीइंग डन और इट इज नॉट बीइंग डन आई एम जस्ट टेलिंग हाउ इट विल वर्क लेट्स सपोज यू आर टेकिंग one coronavirus the organism a single pathogen and you are isolating its protein and you are isolating its body structure you are taking any part of its body that will be the antigen okay anything that can trigger an immune reaction will be the antigen तो आप उसका एक एंटीजन लेके क्या कर रहे हैं आप लैब में उसके अगेंस्ट एंटीबॉडीज बना रहे हैं वो एंटीबॉडीज आप क्या करते हैं उसका सीरम बना के वो पेशेंट में ड्रग के वैसा दे देते या उसका ड्रग बना के आप पेशेंट में देते ठीक है दैट विल बी हाइब्रिडोमा टेक्निक things like that या आप recombinant DNA बना रहे wherein you are changing the DNA of what you call modifying the DNA in such a way that your body is able to produce antibodies itself rather than you giving from outside your body is able to produce antibodies altogether things like that there are several ways so based on that you are classifying drugs into whether you are getting them naturally or you are completely making them up in what you call a lab okay so when we talk about a few examples how these are affecting or these are happening one second see these are a few examples now आप प्लांट से मॉर्फिन ले सकते हैं ठीक है वेरी कॉमन सोर्स या फिर क्विनिन ले सकते हैं मॉर्फिन इज अ वेरी वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग एनाल्जेसिक ठीक है जनरली फॉर पेशेंट्स हु सफर फ्रॉम क्रॉनिक पेन उन लोगों को दे दे क्विनिन इज अ एंटी मलेरियल ड्रग you have other uses of quinine as well but specifically it is a anti-malarial drug या chemical synthesis से आप aspirin बना रहे या paracetamol बना रहे aspirin is a very good thrombolytic drug yeah it can be also be used as a painkiller take a very good painkiller anti-inflammatory dose भी रहता है उसका depending on different doses of aspirin that you are giving you can use it in 3 different ways paracetamol आप लैब में बना रहे हैं या फिर एनिमल से आप एक्सट्रैक्ट कर रहे हैं फॉर एग्जांपल इंसुलिन नाउ इनिशियली अ फ्यू इयर्स अगो इंसुलिन वाज एक्सट्रैक्टेड फ्रॉम पिग लिवर्स ठीक है, या फिर हेपारिन विल आल्सो एक्सट्रैक्टेड फ्रॉम अ डिफरेंट एनिमल, या फिर आप मिनरल से लिक्विड पैराफिन बना रहे हैं, लिक्विड पैराफिन इज यूज्ड फॉर पेशेंट्स हु हैव कॉन्स्टिपेशन, ठीक है। अब माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म से पेनिसिलिन बना रहे हैं, देयर आर सम अदर एंटीबायोटिक्स एज वेल which are made through the body of a microorganism, so you're literally deriving the antibiotic from a microorganism itself. Penicillin is one example. या आप genetically modify कर रहे हैं, for example आप human growth hormone बना रहे हैं, in some patients they will have what you call endocrine disorders where the growth hormone production will be impaired or it will not be proper or it will not produce growth hormone altogether, tumor है या whatever है, तो उनको आप GH दे रहे हैं, ठीक है। So these are some of the drugs from different sources that you can give to a single patient. Right. Now coming to the routes of administration, what are the different routes through which you can give a particular drug? See, I'll just tell you what is the overall picture first. I'll only give you what is systemic, local, enteral, and parenteral. Then we'll get into the details of what they are tomorrow. Right. Now, based on how drugs are given, there are two main categories. First is systemic, the next is local. Systemic drugs are drugs that are getting inside your body. One way or the other, they are entering inside your body. Local drugs are those that are affecting on the surface level. Now, यहाँ पर थोड़े confusion क्यों हो सकता? यहाँ पर inhalational क्यों आ रहा? Okay. Now, if you are putting it in a body cavity, for example, if you're putting a particular medication in a person's ear, or you're putting a particular medication in the person's nostril, those are technically body cavities. Okay? They are not systemic in the sense it is not going inside your body as such. It is still subjected to a body cavity. Hence, it is classified as local. Okay, I hope you are able to understand the difference. You are not putting them inside your blood, to put it in another way. Systemic drugs, one way or the other, they will reach into your cells and they will reach inside your blood. Local will not. Okay, local drugs will generally act on the surface, whether it is in a cavity or simply on your skin, or let's suppose on your forearm. Both of those will be classified under local. Systemic will be anything that is entering inside your body. Systemic में भी दो कैटेगरीज रहते हैं, enteral and parenteral. अब सिस्टमिक से आपको समझ में आ जाए कि ये ब्लड में एंटर हो रहा कैसे भी करके, ओके, वन वे और द अदर. वन वे विल बी एंटर वेयर इट इज गोइंग थ्रू योर जीआईटी, ठीक है, इट इज गोइंग थ्रू योर गैस्ट्रोइंटेस्टाइनल ट्रैक्ट, ठीक है. दिस इज डन वाया योर गैस्ट्रोइंटेस्टाइनल ट्रैक्ट. या तो ओरली कर रहे हैं आप, रेक्टली कर रहे हैं या सबलिंगुअली कर रहे हैं, ईदर वे, एनी ऑफ दीज वेज यू आर subjecting the drug or you are putting the drug inside your GIT. Parenteral will be any and all methods of systemic drug usage which is other than enteral. इसका मतलब क्या है? आप ड्रग को ब्लड के अंदर पहुंचा रहे विदाउट अफेक्टिंग जीआईटी, ठीक है, without the drug entering your gastrointestinal system, it is entering into your blood. Those methods will come under parenteral. Okay, we'll get into the details of what are parenteral, what is enteral, and what are local drugs, what are local routes of administration in the next class. All right. I hope you understood till here. If you have any doubts, please feel free to ask.